Thank you so much for taking this interview. Could you tell the audience your name and more about what you do? Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Edwin Hubble, and I'm an astronomer. I make observations about our universe that can serve to further our own understanding of it. So, what was it exactly you were trying to do or trying to find? Well, I was searching for many things, anything that could expand our own knowledge of the universe. But my own discoveries while observing the heavens caused me to take deeper looks into certain aspects of our universe. When I first arrived at the Mount Wilson Observatory, I was studying the Andromeda Galaxy, which at the time we called the Andromeda Nebula. Andromeda was something of a mystery to myself and several others. An abnormally large amount of supernovas emanated from it, more than you expect for an area of that size. And what's more is that they seemed far too faint, almost as if they were incredibly far away. I then discovered a variable star within Andromeda, stars which are used to determine distance and the vastness of space. After calculating how far away it was, I discovered that the star in fact lied outside the bounds of our own galaxy. Now, at the time, we believed that our galaxy was all that existed in the universe. I then hypothesized that the Andromeda Nebula was in fact a galaxy in its own right, one that was light years away from our own. After this discovery, I pointed my telescope at other nebulae within the Milky Way, and I came to the conclusion that millions of galaxies existed outside of our own, which at the time was a preposterous idea. Wow, that is outstanding. Where did these incredible observations occur? Where did you do this at? Well, I made all these observations at the Mount Wilson Observatory in California. I remained there my whole life, even up to death. So what else was happening in the world at this time? Were there any other events or incredible discoveries happening other than your own? At the time, well, I believe in recent years, Congress had added another amendment to give women the right to vote. There was also the first radio broadcast in Pennsylvania shortly after that. And, yes, the Civil War in Russia was also coming to an end after Lenin's death. Was there anyone else that was involved with the project? Anyone else who assisted you? Or was this just purely a one-man operation? Yes, I'm so glad that you asked that. Heber Curtis of the Lick Observatory, also in California. I couldn't deny him the credit that he's due. He helped me form the hypothesis that Andromeda was its own island universe in a similar sense to our own Milky Way. Ah, I see. That's good to know. So, what was your role in this project? What did you do that helped to make this come to fruition? Well, while Curtis and I came up with the hypothesis jointly, I was the one who made the observations that allowed us to confirm it. I would take pictures of Andromeda every night with a telescope looking for variable stars in the area, and after I found one, it was only a matter of time until I could confirm our hypothesis. Well, the ramifications of a project like this are massive, but just how big of an impact did this have on the physics community? Oh, its impact was astronomical. It completely shattered how we view the universe and expanded its size from just our little swath in the Milky Way to billions of galaxies just like ours, if not even larger. We were swimming in an ocean before, and now that ocean was a drop compared to what lay before us. Well, thank you so much for your time, but in fact, we have one last question for you. We've talked with you about only really one of your observations. Do you have any other notable discoveries that you'd like to share with us? Anything else that you did? Why, yes, in fact, and this one was a byproduct of the discovery we've just been talking about. After my previous discovery, the world of physics and astronomy began asking the same question. Is this new universe we live in expanding, contracting, or is it stationary? The answer to this question was within the light of galaxies themselves. Many astronomers and myself had discovered shifts in galaxies' light toward the red end of the spectrum. We took this as a sign that the galaxies were moving away from us. We then compared the distances of galaxies to the shifts in light, or red shifts. This showed us that the galaxies farthest away from us are moving faster than those that are closest to us, meaning that the universe is in fact expanding. I published my findings, and I believe it was turned into a law named after me. Well, this was an incredible story to hear. Once again, thank you so much for your time. It was my pleasure.